Hello, my name is Wayne Hoy. I'm a solution manager, and welcome to Content Orientation and Exploration with Visier People. This is the first of a series of technical demonstrations and tutorials on how to do foundational things with Visier People to level up your people analytics and decision making. In this video in particular, we're going to see and understand the power of content, and especially your ability and the ability of your end users to explore data, ask questions, get answers, and make better people decisions. In particular, we are going to see things like basic navigation in Visier People. We'll take a look at guidebooks. We'll take a look at the Explore Room, where you and end users like yourselves can create new visualizations with just a few simple clicks. We'll look at captures, and then finally we'll look at analyses, which are collections of visualizations that you can build yourself to present information. So let's go on and get started. Okay, here we are in the Visier People application itself. Let's take a quick moment to get oriented with how we'll navigate around the application. I'll click open the left-sided toolbar, and here we see a series of items that we can click and visit. We call these rooms, and in particular in this video, we are going to look at the guidebooks room, the analysis room, the explore room, and the captures room. Let's start with guidebooks. Guidebooks are Visier's collection of dozens and dozens of pre-packaged analyses, pre-packaged content that have visualizations and text that answers all of the most essential questions around people analytics, employee management, all the key issues such as headcount, turnover, diversity, compensation, and so forth. Think of it as a starter kit of content to help you get deployed and getting users using data to make people decisions as quickly as possible. You can always customize any of this content to better reflect the experience that you want for your users. So you can use these as a starting point, change the charts and visualizations, add new ones, add new analyses entirely, and create a very specific user experience for your users and your enterprise. So let's just go ahead and load up one of these guidebooks and see what they look like. Each one of the analyses inside the guidebook is a document that contains a collection of text and links and visualizations that address a particular topic in people analytics. All of these visualizations are live visualizations, and they reflect all of the data that you've loaded into the platform up to date. I can click, and users can click into a visualization to get a zoomed in view of it and to see some more details about it. In particular, if your user base are not people analytics experts or not particularly analytical, we have built-in help and guidance on what the chart means and how to interpret it, what values look good and what values are bad. If I see a visualization that I like, I can always hit the camera button in the top right-hand corner, take a capture of it, and I'll save it to my clipboard, and we'll come back and see where that is in a little bit. Each of these sections also has the ability to link to another document, another analysis, thereby building sort of a web or library of content that you and your users can explore. And here's an example of a different analysis that is a little bit more text heavy, where you can provide guidance to your users on how to interpret the numbers that they see for their business unit and what to do about certain things that they see. So this is how we bring together data, insights, decision-making, and action, how we bring it to life for all users of Visier People. Now let's continue our tour and take a look at the Explore Room, which is where we go and where users can go to make new visualizations of their own. And it's extremely easy to do so with just a few clicks. Visier People comes with a lot of different types of visualizations that we choose from simply by clicking the top left pill and choosing the charts that we want. We have row charts, column charts, line charts, and all different types of charts. It's as simple as picking the chart that we want. Next, we pick a metric. What is it that we want to analyze? And a major part of Visier People is the fact that all these calculations are predefined in the platform itself, so that when two people are looking and talking about resignation rates, they are talking about exactly the same calculation. There's never any more confusion about the definition of the metric. Now, as a Visier People customer, you can always customize the definition of these metrics to suit how your organization calculates these things. Think of our metric library as, again, a starter kit to help you get to value really, really quickly. Some charts will let you choose how to group things, and of course this row chart, this grouping defines the items that I see here on the left. Then there is time filtering, and then there's regular filtering to filter the population that I'm analyzing. A really powerful part of Visier's platform is that every piece of data is connected to every other piece of data in the model, such that the ability to filter and the ability to group by any criteria you've ever selected is always dynamic and possible. So we can always group any metric by some criteria that is also connected in the data model. I can look at headcount by location, by department, by gender, by whether or not the person was hired in the past year, by whether or not they left recently or not. So all of these things are connected dynamically within our data model and query language. So let's build a new chart. I'm going to choose a particular visualization here called our career paths visual. And it is a very powerful way to view how people move about in your organization so that you can understand the explicit or implicit career paths in your organization. Now just expand the time period out to show a little bit more of the career transitions that people have made from the senior maintenance engineer role to other roles. I can recenter on the next job if I've clicked the assistant plant manager, add that to the path, and then it re-renders and shows the next step of transitions. Also really powerful with career paths in particular, we can not only analyze our own enterprise's career paths, but we can also benefit from Visier's install base of over 20,000 other customers and over 20 million employee records, and look at the career paths that exist in the market itself, simply by clicking and changing the view to Visier Community instead. Okay, now let's try a different kind of chart. Let's switch back to that breakdown chart or bar chart, and we'll change the metric to analyze attrition and looking at resignation rate. And let's take a look at it over the past 12 months. So here we see the resignation rate over the past 12 months of each of these business units. I could change the grouping if I wanted to look at locations or particular job families. Some other interesting features of the visualization engine here is that we can apply traffic lighting. Traffic lighting will highlight certain bars in certain colors depending on various sort of numerical criteria. And here with the traffic light feature, we have a few convenient pre-built highlighting schemes, but we can always add or change the rules ourselves. I'm just going to apply this rule change from previous period to quickly highlight the departments in my enterprise that have had an increase in their resignation rate 12 months over 12 months versus those who have had a decrease here in green. So with one click, I can apply and immediately see which business units have gotten better or which ones have gotten worse. Another great feature of Visier People that you can benefit from is the ability to do benchmarks. So I can add a comparison of this resignation rate over this 12-month period to a Visier benchmark resignation rate. We'll add that. And in this case, let us actually switch it to a line chart, or which we call a trend chart. And we can see our organization's overall resignation rate for each month compared to, again, the resignation rate observed across Visier's entire install base of over 20,000 other customers and 20 million employee records, so that we can understand, is our organization performing better or is it performing worse? We have other ways to visualize this as well. We can highlight the difference between the two and see which of the metrics is higher, which ones are lower. And in this case, we can see generally the benchmark rate is higher, which means our organization is doing a little bit better job of retaining its employees than others. And finally, we also have an annotate ability. We can annotate events on this line. I can pick a date here. Let's pick say July of 2022, and say that was when we offered retention bonuses. And with something like this, we can start to plot major events in the past and see, were they effective in driving a particular people or business outcome that we had in mind when we did it. We also have a convenient undo and redo functionality. So if you ever make a mistake, it's just a couple clicks away to undo it or redo it. There we go. And finally, once I'm happy with this chart, and I think I might want to save it and use it in other places, I can again click that blue camera button, the capture button in the top right-hand corner, and save it for later. And again, we are going to come back and see where that goes in just a little bit. In fact, let's go there right now. So I'll pull open the left side navigation again and go to the captures room again. And the captures room is basically where we store all of those snapshots that we've taken before by hitting the camera icon. And here we can review, sort, and see what I've captured in the past. And I can always delete the ones that I don't want anymore. But the main use of captures is to use them and build my own analyses or dashboards, for lack of a better word, that I would continue to use myself over time, or that I might share with other folks in my company. So I'm going to pull open the left side navigation again, and now we're going to the analysis room. So the analysis room is the collection of all of the different analyses that have been built or shared, but in this case, let's create a brand new analysis and take a look at how that experience goes. So just like the guidebook, the analysis is a document into which I can insert headings, text, links, and visualizations to explore the issue that I'm interested in at that time. So let's give this an analysis. So this is Wayne's analysis. I can give it a description. So Wayne's analysis for demonstrating Visier people. And the types of things that I can add to this analysis document, I can add headings, I can add text, and then I can start dropping in visualizations. So I can click the add a visualization. It takes me to that captures room that we just saw, and I can choose which of these captured visualizations that I like and want to drop in to my new analysis. That was the one that we captured right at the very beginning. I can continue adding more visualizations, and now let's drop back in the benchmark one that I also made. There, I can add more headings. And I can even interactively build a brand new visualization here using the same sort of explore room construction technique that we saw earlier. So in this case, maybe I want to drop in a new chart. Let's take this opportunity to look at another unique visual chart within Visier, which is called the movement summary chart. Some people call this the Death Star, some people call this the eyeball. But here we select a business unit that we are particularly interested in. And let's say in this case, I'm particularly interested in marketing. And I am interested in how that population of people in marketing, which was 624 people, have changed over the past 12 months. I can give this chart a title, Movement in Marketing Last 12 months. I can drop that chart in here, and that chart just shows that I currently have 624 people in marketing. It's changed by 37 people over the past year. That net change has been driven by 92 starts, 51 exits, 12 transfers in, 18 transfers out. Very quickly being able to see how a particular population of employees has changed. And once I'm done, I can save this analysis here, and I can continue to update this over time and see how I've progressed, and I can share it with employees, other users, which we will show you how to share in a future video. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. This very quick introduction to basic navigation and visualization capabilities in Visier People. To see more technical videos, especially deep dives into the platform and how it is configured and how it is managed, Please check out the description of this video or visit visier.com to learn more. Thank you very much.